The most dangerous person in the room isn't the loudest. It's the one who understands human nature so deeply they can control outcomes without anyone realizing it. Most people play the game of life by the rules they were taught in school. The truly dangerous individuals have mastered the invisible architecture of human behavior that dictates who wins and who is merely a pawn. Imagine a high-stakes boardroom where everyone is arguing, emotions are high, and then one person calmly says a few words, and suddenly the entire direction shifts in his favor. That's not coincidence. That's psychological precision. The ability to see the world as it is rather than how we wish it to be. To be dangerously smart is to stop looking at what people say and start seeing the primal, often selfish mechanisms driving their every move. It is about removing the filter of social politeness to observe the raw machinery of the human ego. This isn't about manipulation for harm. It's about seeing the hidden rules of human behavior and learning how to use them before they're used on you. If you're serious about becoming dangerously smart, like this video and subscribe, because the next part changes everything. Secret number 1. See what others miss. Most people are too busy talking to notice what truly matters. They speak to impress, to defend, to be heard. But in doing so, they reveal everything while learning nothing. Dangerously smart people do the opposite. They watch. They notice micro-expressions, tone shifts, hesitation, and contradictions. They study patterns, who interrupts, who seeks approval, who avoids eye contact, because every human behavior is a signal. In a conversation, silence is not weakness, it's a weapon. When you speak less, people unconsciously fill the gap. They reveal more than they intended. They expose their insecurities, motivations, and even their strategies. Think about this. When someone asks a question and you pause instead of answering immediately, they often start talking again, clarifying, over-explaining, even contradicting themselves. That's power. The lesson here is simple. Stop reacting. Start observing, because the one who sees everything controls everything. Secret number 2. Control your emotions. Emotion is the easiest way to control a person. Anger, fear, desire, validation. These are triggers, and most people are slaves to them. If someone can predict your emotional reaction, they can control your behavior. Dangerously smart people understand this deeply, so they train themselves to become emotionally unpredictable. They don't react instantly. They don't explode under pressure. They don't reveal what affects them. Why? Because the moment you react emotionally, you give away your position. Imagine someone insults you. Most people react, defend themselves, get angry, or try to prove a point. But the dangerously smart person? They stay calm. They might even smile. That response creates confusion. It removes control from the attacker. When people can't read you, they can't manipulate you. Master this principle. Your emotions are leverage. Never give them away for free. Secret number 3. Understand what people want. Every human action is driven by desire, respect, attention, power, security, love. If you understand what someone wants, you understand how they move. Dangerously smart people don't fight people. They align with their desires. They ask themselves, what does this person truly want, and how can I position myself as the path to it? For example, if someone craves recognition, you don't compete with them. You give them validation. And suddenly they trust you, they open up, they follow your lead. This isn't manipulation, it's strategic awareness. Because here's the truth. People don't help you because of logic. They help you because you make them feel understood. When you become the bridge between people and their desires, you become indispensable. Secret number 4. Use silence as psychological pressure. Silence makes people uncomfortable. And discomfort makes people reveal things. Most people rush to fill silence because they fear awkwardness. But dangerously smart people use silence intentionally. In negotiation, silence can force the other person to speak more. In conflict, it can make the other person question themselves. In conversations, it can shift power instantly. Imagine asking someone a direct question and then saying nothing, no nodding, no prompting, just silence. What happens? They start explaining, justifying, expanding, and often they give you more than you asked for. Silence is not emptiness, it's pressure. Use it wisely and you'll control conversations without saying a word. Secret number 5. Never reveal your full intentions. Predictability is weakness. If people know your next move, they can counter it. Dangerously smart people are deliberate with what they reveal. They don't lie, but they don't show everything either. They keep their goals private, their strategies hidden, their next move unclear. Why? Because uncertainty creates power. Think of it like a chess game. If your opponent knows your strategy, the game is over. But if your moves seem unpredictable, they hesitate. They second guess, and hesitation is opportunity. In real life, this means don't announce everything you're planning. Don't reveal your full thoughts. Don't make yourself easy to read. Mystery isn't about being deceptive. It's about protecting your advantage. Secret number 6. Learn to influence without force. Force creates resistance. Influence creates compliance. There's a difference. Most people try to win arguments by pushing harder, raising their voice, repeating their point, trying to dominate. But dangerously smart people know that real influence is subtle. They guide rather than push. They plant ideas instead of forcing conclusions. For example, instead of telling someone what to do, they ask questions that lead the person to that conclusion themselves. Have you considered what might happen if? What do you think is the best outcome here? Now the idea feels like theirs. And people defend their own ideas far more strongly than someone else's. The lesson: don't try to control people directly. Control the direction of their thinking. Secret number 7. Detach from the need to be liked. This is where most people fail. They want approval. They want to be liked. And because of that, they become easy to manipulate. Dangerously smart people understand something uncomfortable. Not everyone needs to like you. In fact, trying to please everyone weakens your position. When you're not afraid of disapproval, you become harder to control. You make decisions based on logic, not validation. This doesn't mean being rude or cold, it means being grounded. You respect others, but you don't depend on their approval. Because the moment you need someone to like you, you give them power over you. Secret number 8. Recognize manipulation before it happens. The best defense is awareness. Manipulation is everywhere, hidden in compliments, pressure, guilt, and even kindness. Dangerously smart people recognize patterns. Someone rushes you to make a decision, pressure tactic. Someone makes you feel guilty, emotional leverage. Someone flatters you excessively, hidden agenda. Once you see the pattern, it loses power. You don't react emotionally. You step back and analyze. Why are they saying this? What do they gain from my reaction? This shift from reacting to analyzing is what separates the average from the dangerous. Because once you can see manipulation, you can't be controlled by it. Secret number 9. Play the long game, always. Short-term thinking leads to short-term wins. Long-term thinking builds unstoppable power. Dangerously smart people don't chase immediate satisfaction. They think in layers, in consequences, in timing. They're willing to stay quiet today to win tomorrow. They don't need to win every argument because they're focused on winning the outcome. For example, they might let someone feel like they've won a small battle while positioning themselves for a much bigger advantage later. Patience becomes strategy. While others rush, react, and burn out, they wait, observe, and strike with precision. The final lesson is this: power is not in reacting quickly, it's in moving correctly. Being dangerously smart isn't about becoming manipulative or cold. It's about understanding the game most people don't even realize they're playing. It's about awareness, control, precision. Because in a world where most people act on impulse, the one who understands human nature quietly rises above them all. Most people will watch this video and go back to being their old self. But a few will start observing and thinking differently. Those are the ones who become impossible to control. Decide which one you are. Like and subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you on the next level.